A single act of genius from a forgotten soul ignites a revolution, exposing betrayal and rewriting the rules of a world blind to its own brilliance. Subscribe Black Journey to explore this incredible story. What if a single snap judgment from a privileged billionaire could destroy a multi-million-dollar masterpiece or unlock a hidden genius that shatters everything he thought he knew about success, race, and second chances? In the heart of Los Angeles's bustling industrial district where gleaming tech campuses clashed with forgotten warehouses, Robert Downey's day was unraveling faster than he could comprehend. The tech titan, known for his ironclad empire in quantum computing and hypercar investments, gripped his phone tightly as acrid smoke curled from the engine of his prized Quantum Apex. This wasn't just any car. It was one of only 17 ever produced, a $4.2 million beast of engineering artistry, blending aerospace tech with automotive luxury. And now, it was dying on a grimy curbside, 3 hours before his make-or-break investor presentation. Robert paced frantically, his tailored suit rumpled from the unexpected halt. He dialed his private mechanic, then the manufacturer's hotline. Nothing. Dead air. A crowd began to gather, curious onlookers pulling out phones to capture the spectacle. The famous billionaire stranded like a common commuter. The engine's proprietary quantum thrust system, a marvel unfixable outside specialized factories, emitted an ominous rattle. Robert's mind raced. How could this happen now? His reputation, built on unflappable innovation, was teetering. From the shadows of a nearby alley, Denzel Washington watched. Not the actor, but a man who shared the name and carried a similar quiet intensity. Once a millionaire mogul, Denzel had owned Washington Wheels, a premier luxury car showroom in Beverly Hills that catered to Hollywood elites and Silicon Valley tycoons. His empire had grossed millions annually, born from humble beginnings. A kid from South LA who bootstrapped his way through community college, invested wisely in auto tech startups, and patented cooling system enhancements that revolutionized high-end vehicles. But betrayal struck like a thunderbolt. A crooked partner framed him for embezzlement, forging documents that painted Denzel as the thief. Court battles drained his savings, racial biases in the system amplified the accusations, and overnight his showroom was seized, his name tarnished. Homeless for 3 years, he survived on wits and odd jobs, invisible to the world that once courted him. That morning had been like any other in his shadowed existence. Denzel awoke at dawn in his concealed spot behind an abandoned auto shop, the air thick with the scent of oil and rust. He folded his weathered tarp with meticulous care, a ritual echoing his showroom days when every vehicle was polished to perfection. A quick wash in a public restroom, teeth brushed with a salvaged toothbrush, and he headed to the local library, the one sanctuary where knowledge flowed freely, unjudged by appearance. There, he devoured engineering journals and business case studies, keeping his mind razor-sharp amid the chaos of street life. For weeks, Denzel had noticed Quantum Apex models gliding through the neighborhood, en route to exclusive tech enclaves. He recognized their distinctive purr instantly. After all, during his consultancy gigs for Aerotech Industries, before the fall, he'd helped refine their predecessor systems. His patents had generated fortunes for others, yet here he was, reciting thermodynamic equations in his head while scavenging for meals. The irony stung. A black man from the wrong side, overqualified yet unemployable, his resume gaps from the scandal-screaming red flags to prejudiced hiring managers. This particular apex caught his ear before his eye, a subtle irregularity in the engine's rhythm, like a skipped heartbeat. Only someone intimately familiar with the design would notice. It was the microfracture he'd predicted in reports years ago, dismissed by executives chasing profits over safety. Now smoke confirmed it, blue-gray wisps signaling coolant leakage into the tertiary chamber. Denzel hesitated. Approaching strangers, especially affluent white men like the one frantic by the car, often ended in suspicion or worse, but his innate problem-solver instinct won out. Maybe it was lingering pride from his showroom empire, or the thrill of reclaiming expertise long denied. "Sir," Denzel said, stepping forward with hands visible, Your quantum thrust cooling system has a microfracture in the secondary loop. I can fix it. Robert's head snapped up, his blue eyes narrowing at the disheveled black man in faded clothes, carrying a reusable bag that screamed transience. "Don't touch my car," he barked, finger hovering over his security app. How could this stranger know about classified tech? The manufacturer barely acknowledged the system's existence. Suspicion flared. Corporate espionage? A setup? Robert's world was one of boardrooms and billions. Homelessness equated to unreliability, danger even. The crowd murmured as Denzel persisted, voice calm and professional. "The smoke's color indicates the leak. If it continues, catastrophic failure in about 47 minutes. Robert froze. His dashboard diagnostics flashed a similar warning, 45 minutes to permanent damage. "Coincidence?" he demanded. "How do you know this?" "Because I helped design the prototype it's based on," Denzel replied evenly. "Owned a showroom specializing in hypercars like yours. Consulted for aerotech." A sharp laugh escaped Robert. "Right, and I'm teaching auto shop at night school." Onlookers chuckled nervously. He turned back to his phone, dismissing the man, but Denzel's details nagged. The exact smoke shade, the timeline. A sleek black SUV pulled up, private security, from the nearby tech campus responding to Robert's earlier ping. "Is there a problem, Mr. Downey?" the lead guard asked, eyeing Denzel with practiced wariness. "This guy's leaving," Robert said coldly. But Denzel pressed on. "It's a modified aerotech system. Design flaw ignored per internal memo XT447. Robert's ND face paled. That memo was proprietary, never public. "How?" "I wrote parts of it," Denzel said simply. Denzel Washington, former owner of Washington Wheels. For a flicker, Robert felt a twinge of recognition, the name from industry galas years ago. But guards advanced, running a quick background. No address, employment gaps, shelter confirmations. Robert's resolve hardened. "My team will handle it," yet doubt crept in as Robert's call to roadside assistance confirmed. 2 hours minimum. His investor meeting loomed, smoke thickened. Guards suggested clearing for fire risk. "No fire," Denzel interjected. "Coolant vaporizing on shielding, real damage, quantum bearings, $870,000 replacement, 11-week lead time." Robert whirled. "How? Do you know the costs?" "Calculated them during development," Denzel said. Skepticism wavered. This wasn't guesswork. Guards murmured. One recognized Denzel from shelter volunteer work, teaching kids mechanics. "He's a genius type, sir." Diagnostics ticked. 31 minutes. Robert relented slightly. "Explain the fix. Don't touch." Denzel detailed the loops: primary, secondary, tertiary, nano coolant preventing destabilization. Seal with thermal bond from your kit, infused with specific graphite from pencils across the street. Under 20 minutes. Fix my hypercar with pencil lead? Robert scoffed, but intrigue grew. The manufacturer's engineers claimed field repairs impossible. As Denzel began a verbal walkthrough, suspense mounted. A rival exec from a competing firm arrived unannounced, whispering to Robert, "This could be sabotage. Espionage attempts are up this quarter." Robert's doubt resurged. The crowd tensed. Police sirens wailed faintly in the distance. Denzel, sensing the shift, made a bold play. "Call Dr. Eleanor Chen at Space Tech. Tell her Denzel Washington's here." Robert hesitated, then dialed. Chen's voice boomed. "Denzel? The thermal wizard? He revolutionized our systems, licensed his patents for autos after he vanished." Revelation hit. Denzel's showroom had been a patent powerhouse. Homeless from the frame-up, exacerbated by racial biases, Robert, chagrined, waved off security. "Apologize, finish the repair." With minutes ticking, Denzel dove in. But mid-process, he spotted something odd, a hidden tracker in the engine bay, tampering evident. "This isn't natural failure," he muttered. "Sabotage." Robert's eyes widened. "What?" "Someone planted this, overheated the system deliberately." The twist unfolded. the tracker linked to Robert's business rival, aiming to derail his pitch. As Denzel mixed graphite and sealant, hands steady despite the revelation, the engine's whine stabilized. Cheers erupted from the crowd. But the real transformation was just beginning. The quantum apex purred back to life, no smoke. Diagnostics stable at 70% capacity. Robert stared in disbelief. Impossible. They said no field fixes. They complicate to monopolize service, Denzel said, wiping his hands. Fundamentals are simple, if you know them. Gratitude washed over Robert. Thank you, sincerely. He extended a hand, but curiosity burned. How'd you end up like this? Dr. Chen raved about you. Denzel's eyes darkened. Long story. Frame up by a partner at my showroom. Forged embezzlement. Courts favored him, biases at play. Lost everything. Business, home, credibility. Once you're down, the system kicks harder. Robert nodded, uncomfortable with the mirror to his own privileges. Ride with me to my office. I owe you compensation and questions. Denzel hesitated, but the offer intrigued. As they drove in the SUV, guards now respectful, Denzel gazed at passing streets he'd walked penniless. Robert's assistant dug up his background. Showroom tycoon, patents worth millions, vanished after scandal. The incident, Robert probed. Prototype failure at Aerotech? Blamed on me, Denzel said. Management overrode safety for deadlines. Cleared later, but reputation shredded. Racial undertones sealed it. No calls returned. Depression followed, savings gone. No address equaling no opportunities. Robert listened, his worldview cracking. At Nexus Innovations' gleaming HQ, they arrived with time for the meeting. Sophia Reyes, CTO, recognized Denzel instantly. Your quantum cooling patents, we built on them. Denzel smiled faintly. Glad. They helped. Robert explained the car fix with pencil lead. Sophia laughed in awe. Brilliant improvisation. In the conference room, investors eyed the suited stranger, Denzel, transformed via a quick stop at a bespoke tailor, now exuding authority. Robert introduced, Meet Denzel Washington, inventor behind the Apex's system, who just MacGyvered my unfixable car. As the presentation on thermal regulation for quantum computing unfolded, Denzel noted flaws silently. Invited to speak, he dissected 3 critical weaknesses, elegant fixes sketched, efficiency up 34%, costs down. The room erupted. Investors committed more funds, buzzing about the hidden genius. Post-meeting, Robert closed the door. Extraordinary. Director of Engineering, name your price. Denzel paused. Not about titles. Larger issue, overlooked talents due to bias, circumstance. He unfolded creased papers. Patents sketched homeless on library scraps. Revolutionary designs for quantum networks, worth billions. These could fund something bigger, Denzel proposed. An innovation center for talent recovery. Scout overlooked minds, ex-homeless engineers, marginalized innovators. Provide resources, break barriers. Robert examined the patents, astonished. Not revenge, systemic change. Exactly, Denzel said passionately. Society wasted my years, multiplies for others. My showroom taught me, value hides in unexpected packages. But a deeper twist emerged. Denzel's lost assets? He'd hidden a small patent portfolio offshore, waiting for vindication. Now, exposed sabotage linked to Robert's rival via the tracker unraveled a conspiracy. Police arrived. The rival confessed, clearing Denzel's name fully. Partnership sealed. They launched the center, funded by patents and Robert's resources. Denzel's showroom reborn as a hub, employing shelter grads. Success stories poured in. A former researcher, curing a disease. A coder revolutionizing AI. In a world of judgments, brilliance persists. This tale reminds, look beyond surfaces. On Black Journey, we celebrate such twists. Like, subscribe, share, your journey might inspire next.